but I've said this before, but you have the ability to whistle. And I know that that sounds silly, but when I was a kid and I was out on the street and it was time to come home, my mother would come out with a Mexican whistle and just put her fingers in her mouth and whistle loud. And I was five houses down, but I knew what it meant. You
Get
may
your ass
come
home.
home. And so I always say that, but it comes from a personal place of having lived that and experienced that. And now with my family, it's much the same way. We were at the beach with my family the other day. If there's a threat, if we need to go, and by threat, I don't even necessarily mean that, bombs are hitting
Yeah.
the sand. I just mean like maybe a dog is like aggressive and like near my son, and I'm seeing it and my wife's not because she's focused, what have you. There needs to be some kind of standard and some kind of protocol for being able to communicate in non-traditional ways. So bubble pack radios are not cost prohibitive. Whistling is free. There's all of these different ways that we can get quote unquote off grid comms. And I really think, your question was how difficult is it for someone to get started in this? It starts with, the why. And when you have a why, you can then begin to uh, be intentional and mindful about your actions. And that's really like the most critical thing. The technical stuff comes later. Being intentional and thinking about the different scenarios that you might be in and how you might communicate in an off grid fashion in those scenarios is 90% of off grid comms.